trust, dependency, love, respect, passion, pain, intimacy, pleasure. I sit here stuck inside my head, remembering you and I analyze all those things you said. You told me you loved me, you kissed and you hugged me, then you smile and look in my eyes and tell me that you'll always be right there.
Good evening, y'all. And we back.
What it do?
Yes. Hey, baby. Listen.
What it do?
We is back up in this thing.
Hello.
Hey, y'all. Listen.
Hello.
Hey, Auntie Shell.
Hey, everybody.
I ain't seen you on the screen in a couple weeks, honey
I
bun.
know.
What's
I'm
up?
trying to look all bright and cheery for the people.
Yes, you
cute,
do.
girl.
You cute.
Ain't think
Cute. I'm trying not to look as tired as I feel. Let me do that so that way my eyes don't look super dark. Cause that's what's doing me. It's that hat
that's
making
all
it
right.
look like I got them heavy bags.
It's all good. It's
Good
all
evening,
good.
y'all. Hey, I look all
Man, I
light skinned.
missed everybody.
We missed you too. I
Miss
said, why I
you.
look all extra light?
I know.
I look super light. Like
I do too.
where my chocolate going?
I was trying to turn it down a little bit.
Right. I'm like,
Who this woman?
Harpo. Who's this woman?
I'm going on. I'm looking a little less chocolatey, you know. It's still there.
Just hit him with the shoulder.
Right.
Hit him with the shoulder. Hit him with the shoulder. Ow, ow.
But hey, y'all, listen. Good evening. And
Good
welcome.
evening.
Welcome to another episode of PGC After Dark with the Crazy Rich Aunties. Y'all know how we get down each and every Friday. We are here to talk about what's real in the field. You know what I'm saying? So tonight, we are talking about reclaiming my time. Reclaiming my time, / disturbing my peace. We gotta reclaim your time and stop letting motherfuckers disturb your peace. Okay?
Period.
So tonight,
with a D and a T.
Yeah, I am your girl, Auntie Leo Rochelle, up in this thing. And we here to have a good time. Right now, before we even get into it too deep. Hey y'all over there on Instagram. We are on Instagram tonight as well. Hey y'all. We hope y'all enjoy the show. This is our second time going live. We went live on Tuesday, and then we are live tonight. So thank you for tuning in and joining us. Make sure y'all hit that follow button, like, share, and hit that subscribe button if y'all watching from YouTube. And if you're not going over to YouTube, tune in from there, hit that subscribe button, and you can catch us each and every time we go live. You know what I'm saying? And then we are everywhere. We are on all podcast streaming platforms. We are on iHeart, Spotify, Audible, Amazon Music, Pandora. We are everywhere you can find podcasts. So make sure you check us out. And then we have a bunch of socials. We got all the socials: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. And then we also have a Facebook group. It is the Fat Girl Chronicles podcast. You can definitely type that in exactly that way. And you can find us over there on Facebook. Join the group. And then we got chats that you can be a part of that extend from the group. We got a lot of stuff for y'all to be a part of. So come join us, would you? Okay, come join us.
Come be my neighbor.
Come on, won't you be my neighbor?
Hey,
neighbor. Stretch. Stretch everything. You said, hey, Rich Aunties.
Hey, what's going on?
We is rich and tired aunties. Okay.
What?
Click, like, and share. That's right.
That's right. You better be in the comments straight.
That's
Tell them
right.
what to do. Tell them what to
That's
do,
right.
boo.
Click, like, and share. Hit
Okay.
it. That's it.
Um, and I just want to say, hey y'all, hey over there on Instagram.
Hey.
I'm trying. So
Hey,
y'all gotta be patient
Instagram.
with us on Instagram because it's new for us. And it's not just like all in the same thing. I gotta kind of toggle back and forth between the two. So y'all be patient with me as I'm learning how to do this thing, okay? Cool.
But we see you though.
We do see y'all. That's why I'm
We
trying to
see
make
you.
sure I say some stuff so y'all
Yes.
know that we see you over there, okay? Because we see you. Hey, y'all.
Eyes are watering.
So it's a brand new season, okay? Brand new season, brand new year. So how was y'all holiday, aunties? How was y'all? I was about to say Thanksgiving, but we've been on. How was y'all Christmas? How was y'all New Year's and all of that good stuff? How was everything?
Mine was amazing. I had a lot of quality time with the family.
That's good.
And that was awesome. Yeah,
Okay, awesome. Did you
that
get
was
some
awesome.
rest?
I did. I had not 1 but 2 weeks off, and man, I felt
Yes. Come on, 2
fantastic.
Oh, that's
weeks.
what's up.
I felt fantastic.
Come on,
Yes.
2 weeks. I'm so
Yes.
glad you got the rest.
Me too.
Yes.
Me too. Me too. I really needed that time off.
Yeah, I'm glad you
Really
got some
did.
rest.
Mm-hmm.
Got to reset and all of that good stuff.
Yes,
Cause
indeed.
I was finna catch a flight and make you come lay down. Like,
Go lay down.
girl, lay down. Go lay down. I
Go
was
lay
finna make you lay
down.
down, honey. Okay.
Yeah.
Cause you was over there. My baby was going through. I'm like, girl, we finna make you lay down.
Indeed.
Okay.
Indeed. Yes,
We
I was
finna make you
having a
lay
time.
down.
I was having a
So
time.
I'm so glad that you got to get some rest. Auntie
I
Ayla,
did.
Ayla,
What up,
how
dude?
about you?
Yeah.
What that mean? What does that
Right.
mean?
What?
Well, I lost my grandmother right before Christmas. So
Yeah,
Christmas
I
was
remember.
Our condolences.
planning. Thank you. Christmas was planning a funeral and stuff like that. So I just pretty much stayed in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to go spend time with my mom because I figured she needed me. So I spent some time with her and we went to sleep and watched movies. New Year's, though, was pretty lit. I was with my sisters, my dad, my nieces and nephews, my brother, and we got drunk and played games.
Had a time. Had a
We had a
time.
nice little time. I don't know.
That's
Mm.
I drove home and my dad's like 45 minutes away. I don't know what made me do that, but I was like, I want to get in my bed. I was adamant. I'm getting in my bed. That's how drunk I was. But I made it by the grace of God. Thank you,
By
Lord.
the grace of
indeed.
God. Okay. I ain't mad at it.
How
Well,
about you,
Mm.
I
Sugar? How was
spent
your holiday?
it was cool. I keep wanting to say Thanksgiving, and I don't know why. I spent
You want some
Christmas.
turkey and dressing?
I
Mm-hmm.
don't, because I'm the one who had to make the dressing. So I know I ain't trying to go back that far. But I spent the Christmas with my siblings and such. My little sister was here for Christmas, so that was good because the last time she was here was, a couple years ago for Christmas. And so that was a good time. And then New Year's, I didn't actually do anything. I was here, I cleaned up my house. I cooked. Like I did greens, I did black eyed peas, I did spaghetti, and I did fried fish and honey cornbread. I had me a
Oh, that sounds good.
nice little spread. And the thing about it is though, like when you single and you used to cooking for large groups or big groups, it's hard to dial it back a little bit. So I was over here with an army size pan of spaghetti. So, it ended up going in the freezer, in some freezer bags and going in the freezer. That's where it's sitting there. And but I just chilled out, watched TV, relaxed, didn't do too much of nothing. 12 o'clock came, I sent out a few text messages and went to bed, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't want to make going into the new year a big thing. I definitely wanted to relax and enjoy myself and not do too much. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
wanted to enjoy
Mm-hmm.
some wind down time, and I
Yeah.
did. I think a lot of people do a lot of hustling and bustling before going into the new year, and I just wanted to rest. I just wanted to sit down and relax in my
Yeah.
own home going into the new year
I know
because
that's right.
Yeah.
it was, it was a couple of years that I haven't been in my own home. So,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, that was it. And I've been getting to the money or out here grinding. Y'all know my usual. So that's what I've been doing. Working on the brand, getting the website together. I've been doing a lot, but I ain't been doing a lot, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, but tonight we gonna get on up into this thing. We gonna talk about it. We gonna talk about it. So we gonna talk about, first of all, somebody disturbing your peace. Okay. We're gonna talk
Mm-hmm.
about what that looks like. We're gonna talk about what does disturbing your peace look like first and foremost. So if you are
Ooh,
just joining
shit.
us, make sure you I want you to know we are talking about reclaiming my time over disturbing my peace. Okay, we're gonna reclaim that time. And if you are just joining us, make sure that's what I thought. Siri, what you thought, girl? Because nobody was even talking to you. I'm over here trying to turn my phone down, and she talking about some. That's what I thought, girl.
Yeah, that's because that's what you thought. Why you
Who you
still got her
talking
on?
to?
Right.
Well,
That's
you
what
got
she
stuff
thought.
going on. That's what she trying
Mm-hmm.
to tell you.
She's
That's what
like,
I
I
thought.
thought
I
you was gonna
thought you
say
turned
that.
me off. Siri over here, all in the business. But um, we're gonna talk about what that looks like. What does it look like to y'all when somebody is disturbing your peace? What does
Mm.
disturbing your peace look like?
I don't know. I feel like I'm a bit transparent, so I feel like people know when they disturbing my peace because I feel like
Mm-hmm.
my body language is different.
Mm.
You know what I mean? But let me see. I don't know. It's been a while since somebody just disturbed my peace, so now I got to really think about it.
You got to
'Cause
think about what that looks like.
I got to think about what that looks like because it's been a while since I've been in that space. But I know typically I would just, depending on where I'm at and the situation I'm in, I would remove myself.
Mm.
I would remove myself because if I don't, now you gotta be caught up in the rapture of whatever whatever you make
Whatever takes.
Yeah.
Oh,
whatever is gonna
Up
take
in the
place. You caught
rapture.
up in the rapture. Uh so yeah, typically depending on the situation or what's going on, and I feel like my peace is being disturbed, I would definitely walk away. Because there's no, and once I'm disturbed, there's no point in trying to have a conversation about whatever's going on. I'm
mm.
too disturbed to talk to you in a matter where we can get some things resolved. Because now I'm agitated.
So is it that you believe that your body language is transparent and all of that kind of stuff? Do you believe that? Or is it something that you actually know? Like
I've
this
been
is what
told that.
keeps me from, this is how I move or whatever. Oh, somebody told you. Okay. So I was about to say
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we be thinking that our way of being or our body movements and all that other kind of stuff speak for themselves. And sometimes they be like, no, that don't speak for me. I don't know what you're trying to tell me. That mean your booty might have been itching. I don't know what.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Your
me,
So
booty itching.
I don't necessarily think that's actually like people. I've been told that, but I don't necessarily think it's true. So I try my best to
gotcha.
be as transparent as possible if I can. Or like I said, if I don't even feel like discussing whatever you're doing that's agitating me at that moment or disturbing my peace, I just remove myself. That's your telltale. I'm like, all right, I'll talk to you later.
Mm.
Brittany, she was talking about. Brittany said Siri was reclaiming her time. She sure
It
was
was.
talking about some. That's what I thought. Hey Nicole, hey girl.
I don't know. I get very agitated quickly. If the the mood gets disturbed. So if I'm already in a certain type of mood, watching TV, anything, and you come and you disturb that, then I get agitated. Even when we're out, if somebody like comes into the setting that we're in and their energy is off, then that's when I get disturbed. And I'm ready to go. And I'm really ready to go. So, yeah.
Like,
Yep.
I think I have an easier time dismissing somebody when I don't like you as much.
oh hell yeah.
Like when I really
Yeah, it's
like you, it's
easy.
a lot harder for me to dismiss you. It's a lot harder for me to be like, get the fuck on. But like if I liked you at a point and
Yeah.
we're no longer at that point, boy, get the fuck out of my face. Get the fuck out of my face.
Please.
You know what I'm saying? And but like if I like you, I try to give you a little grace. I try to give you a little room. And then after that grace and room is no longer available, then it's finna be like, hey, look,
Because you
hey,
can't get nothing from me after that.
I was trying. Because for me, I really do be trying when it comes to my relationships and things like that, or even
Mm-hmm.
my connections. Because I ain't gonna say situationships, I'm gonna say connections, because they might be in the transitional phase into a relationship or whatever the
Mm-hmm.
case may be.
Mm-hmm.
But I try to give room for me to learn people, understand people, and understand that conflict gonna happen, and try to figure out how to navigate through that. But if it starts to become a continuous uproar in my life on a regular basis, like then that's a different situation. But if it's just, like, I mean, I get life is happening for, a lot of people and whatnot. So I try not to take shit personally. But then if I do take it personally, we gonna have to have a conversation or something. I really be trying to have conversations because I don't like arguing, because I shut down in the midst of arguing. And
Yeah.
I'm learning how not to do that.
Yeah.
Because it'd be like, you know what? Okay.
Yeah, I hate having an argument.
I go to okay because I also get petty. I also get very fucking petty in the midst of arguments, and I be trying not to do that either. So it's like I'm in a awkward space in my life because I'm trying to grow the fuck up.
I would draw very fast. I would draw. I've been working on telling people how I feel in that moment,
Mm-hmm.
and it was something that my therapist had to get me to work
Come on,
on.
therapy.
Yeah, yeah,
Cause
Oh,
yeah. Yeah,
they
yeah,
be
yeah.
getting us, don't they?
my
Yeah, she
therapist cuss
had
me
she
out
had
all
to
the
work on
time.
me hard. She had to work on me hard, simply because she told me that my dominant feeling is at the top. It's anger that comes fast,
Mm,
instead of
Oh,
me
that's good.
saying, hey, when you did this, I got disappointed, or when you did this, this made me angry, or certain things that's way below subsurface level. I don't address it then. But so now,
Yes,
I
I
mess
know.
around and I,
hmm
I withdraw.
And it's sitting
And
in your
still,
spirit.
yes, it did. Yeah. So it don't matter where I'm at. It could be at a party. If I find a secluded area for me to go to, even if it's in the bathroom, I'm gonna go there, to gather myself before I explode. Because, like she said, my dominant emotion is anger when you have
Mm,
disturbed my peace, because I feel like you're playing in my face.
Mm,
And when I feel like somebody's
see,
playing
Michelle,
in my
that's good.
face, yeah, if
That's
somebody
real
playing in my
good.
face, it's I'm ready to do more than talk. So
Yeah,
my dominant is that anger component.
yeah. Fujila said, "Little ass want to get mad. Only 5 feet."
That's correct. 4 feet 12, and I'm ready to jump on you like I'm a straight up panther. I'm ready to
Listen,
what? Yeah, I don't, and
I guess they
it,
call it the short girl syndrome, but I don't care about none of
yes,
that.
yep, Napoleon syndrome. Yep, I
I don't
have
care
it.
about none of that. Like, get the fuck
I
out my
have
face
it.
with with that bullshit.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, I don't care what
so
they
one of the
say.
I'm waiting for this video to load so I can post it. But maybe I didn't send it. Okay, let me go back and grab that. But it's one of the things that I'm learning to detach from is always being a people pleaser. And so a lot of times the people pleasing aspect of who, or some areas that I grew up in, always trying to people please and things like that. That's how I show up a lot of times in spaces where it's like, this is new, and instead of just showing up authentically myself. And even a lot of times when I do show up authentically myself, it's like, how do I do that without imparting on somebody's boundaries? Or how do I do that without, overstepping? But I also think in the realm of newness, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's like you gonna cross some lines because that's what happens in newness until you learn, until you have conversations, or until you have understanding. And so a lot of the shit I've been talking through and been dealing with or learning from therapy have like, oh, okay, that's it. That's, and even asserting myself like, hey, I don't like that. Like it's a fine line between asserting yourself and being like fucking rude, and so it's like, or being aggressive. And so I'm like, I'm trying to find the happy medium, but it's a lot of, in that space of trying to find a happy medium of not people pleasing, but also not being overly aggressive about your boundaries. Like there's a fine line. There's some space in there that you got to figure out what works for you. And a lot of the boundary setting and things like that is trial and error. Like you got, your boundaries, but trying to set them and making sure you're setting it the right way. And when I say the right way, I mean necessarily setting the boundary so that there's a way to set boundaries. You can let someone know, hey, when you did this, like you said, Michelle, when you did this, I did not like that. There's a way to go about doing it. You ain't got to be like, hey, look, you got one more motherfucking time. You know what I'm saying? Before you up here like, my bad. Before you offend somebody or you make somebody feel bad. And it's like, hey. But also the other part is that we have to give people the time to rewire. You know what I'm saying? After, you know what I'm saying? If they respect you enough, you got to give people time to rewire. If they respect you and they love you or they care about you, you got to give people the time to rewire after you said, hey, this is my boundary. Right. Okay, cool. Because shit, the way my brain's set up, it'd be hard for me to remember shit sometimes. So like, oh, my bad, I ain't mean to do that again. You know what I'm saying? And so you got to give people that room. And I think that's important. You got to give people
room to acclimate or accommodate what your new boundary is, especially if you're dealing with people that you've been dealing with forever and they know you in this space. They're not going to be able to automatically adapt to this boundary that you're setting. So you do have to give them grace. But then
how long though? How long?
I guess until it gets to the point where they're not really necessarily trying and they're just disrespectful.
They're just continuous. They a repeat offender.
They're a repeat offender. And I don't mean like okay, they did it once and twice, because sometimes you gotta give people enough, because it takes 21 days to break a habit. You gotta give people a little bit of grace. Because they're used to being that type of person. You're not anymore, or you were trying to change that part, but they're used to being that. And they're probably that with everybody else, but now they have to adjust to you. So you got to give them grace, but I guess it's until, like you say, a repeat offender, or to the point where it's just like, where they're kind of dismissive of it. Like, girl, whatever, like that's just who I am. Like, okay, no. Now I know I have, and
that's the whole thing too. It's like, how far does that go? Because you definitely hear people say, "Oh, that's just how I am," and if you keep saying
that's an excuse to not honor your boundaries. That's an excuse for them to not even try. That's an excuse for them not to even honor themselves.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I've definitely
because you do have the ability to change. You have the ability to change,
I've
but
had
you're
people tell
choosing
me
not
that
to in
no,
that
they
moment.
wasn't going to do that. They was like, "This is how I am, and I'm not going to change that."
Well,
Okay, well,
then
I
you
don't
know
have
where you
to.
stand with that person now.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, if you're not going to do that, then now I have to adjust how I deal with you. Because why would I continuously deal with you knowing that you're not going to accommodate this boundary that I need? Now I have to set a hard boundary, because I think there's like levels of boundaries. So it's like, okay, here's my boundary. This is what it is. Then it's like, okay, now then it's like, all right.
Yeah, you found the video, Leah?
Yes, I'm waiting. Okay. I just had to download it so I can upload it.
Yeah.
And if y'all are just tuning in, we're about 30 minutes in. If y'all just tuning in, we're talking about setting your boundary. What is the thing? I missed the whole thing. Reclaiming my time. There we go.
And disturbing my
peace. Disturbing my peace. Right now we on the disturbing my peace part.
That's the part we on. Hold on. I'm there's a couple of them uploading. Okay. But yeah, it's definitely a few ways to go about setting your boundaries. But if somebody keeps talking about it's just the way I am. Mm-hmm. The fuck you are. Like that's what we not about to do that.
I mean, but you know what's crazy though? People ran across that. The people that say that, I've seen people who have been like, that's just the way I am, right? Yeah. But then I've also seen them be a certain kind of way to other people.
Other people?
Yeah. So it's like, no, that's not just who you are. That's who you are when it comes to me.
Yeah.
For some reason, that's how you are when it comes to me. And now I know for sure, boy, I got to move around. Why would I keep you around? You disturbing now. At that point, I'm allowing you to disturb my peace, and that's my fault.
And that's why I said about honoring yourself. Like, yes, that's one of the biggest things that I've been learning is talking about. Is honoring myself in moments where I know that I need to honor my boundaries, where I know I need to separate myself. And the biggest thing is learning. For me, the biggest thing is learning not to is to not try to fix it. You know what I'm saying? That's been one of the things here recently. And I talked about it in therapy because I had to ask my therapist. We had to, as Auntie Genesis say, let's unpack that. We had to unpack that because it was like, where does that come from? Where does me not liking people being mad at me come from? And then it stems from people pleasing. And then it goes into showing up in these spaces where it's like, okay, you mad, but stop being mad because I said I'm sorry and I apologize, blah, blah, blah. And so it's really just a matter, and it's a matter of control. I'm trying to control the narrative. I'm trying to control how you see me in this moment. I'm trying to control how you feel about me in this moment. And so then all of that led to me learning that I'm a control freak to an extent. And I'm like, this too much. Fuck all of this.
Yeah.
I don't need this many revelations and we only the second weekend.
How about that?
Ma'am. So it's been a lot of breaking it down. Oh Lord, I could have swore I cut all these alarms and chimes and rings and dings off.
It's all good. It's all good.
But I think in these spaces that I've been in, it's been stretching me and it's been causing me to look at my things. It's been causing me to look at my shit and really say, okay, what is this? Where am I? Who am I trying to become? Which direction do I want to go and be a better person? Or do I want to sit in this shit? Because like he said on, Soul Man, you sit in the shit you're starting to smell like. So check the crack of your ass. Ooh. Because if you keep sitting in the shit, eventually you'll smell like it. So you got to decide, do I want to walk around smelling like shit?
Or are you going to clean your ass?
I don't want to walk around smelling like shit, so you got to clean up your mess. You got to clean up your shit.
You smell like boo-boo.
You got to clean up your shit. And so that's really what I've been doing. And she's been challenging me to do certain exercises and shit like that. And I'm like, ooh. It's hard. I don't
know,
want to do
baby,
it.
it's hard because you can
It's
only
hard.
mask certain things for so long. I promise you, because it in some type of space, form, or fashion, it's going to break out. Like I already know that there's things that from when we were children that shaped the reason why we don't have the boundaries that we have, the reason why we don't have, we don't know how to say no to certain things, the reason why we such people pleasers and all that other stuff, all of that childhood stuff that led up to something and things have happened. Hey, Anisha boo. And it didn't lead all the way up to you being how you are. You got to undo all of that, baby.
She said, cancel that bitch like Nino.
Got
okay. Listen.
Got to.
But here is the video about people pleasing, and I really, really like this video. I think it's this.
People pleasing is a trauma response. It is something that you learned because it was necessary to keep you safe. And whatever fires together, wires together in your brain. So if you had a pattern of people pleasing that kept you safe, your brain has literally wired the pathway for you to do that. Those trauma responses happen 300 times faster than your conscious mind. So anytime you want to make a change to how you normally typically respond, how your brain is wired to respond, you're going to have to give yourself permission to go back. And everybody's like, how do I think, and get it right so that you're not. Your trauma responses are going to happen 300 times faster than your conscious mind. And as soon as you're conscious, like, I'm masking. I'm not showing up authentically. I didn't really mean that. I'm not being my full self. You've got to learn the skill of going back and saying, hey, I know I said, hey, I know I did. That wasn't all the way me. Like, I thought about that right? Give yourself permission to do the more authentic thing, have the more authentic conversation, show up more authentically, and then show your nervous system like, oh my goodness, I was authentic and we didn't die, right? I was authentic and they did not run away. Okay. And then your brain, one choice at a time, will start developing the new neural pathways where the next time it happens, you just show up authentically. That's the only way it works. Everybody wants it to be like, oh, you do the cold plunge and you walk across the coals and you take the ayahuasca and, but that's not it. You just got to moment by moment, by going back, prove to your nervous system it's safe to be who we really are.
Whew. That's good stuff.
Girl,
she said
that video made me so motherfucking happy.
That's good
because
stuff.
It was like, whoo. As you are trying and you recognize that shit, just be like, hey, listen, hey. And I think sometimes that's the other part of it too. As you are changing and growing and you start having them different type of conversations, it's the people that you're trying to have them conversations with that be really wanting to argue sometimes. It be like, hey, I recognize that I did this. And, because healthy communication in relationships, no matter what kind of ship it is not as often as unhealthy communication in relationships.
Yeah.
So a lot of times we see that constant chaos or the back and forth, and it's like, hey, no, I'm really just trying to let you know, like, these are my thoughts based on what I did and what I recognized in that time frame or what I recognized after the fact. And so I'm stating this because I'm trying to be better. And like she said in the video, like, your subconscious mind gonna move 300 times faster than your conscious mind in order to protect you from whatever. In order to protect you from whatever, because you're responding to trauma. And in order to rewire that, you try to go have a fucking conversation in the midst of that. Or even when you realize it, that's the power. That's where your power lies, in that. And so when I saw that video, I was like, oh my God, yes, that's how you do it. Okay. And so them be the moments where you recognize, like, I've been on my shit. I've been on my shit. Therapy be lit. You know what I'm saying? Because you be recognizing it, like, yes, I really was out here doing something.
Yep.
I really was out here getting it together.
Yeah, it's the release and the joy that you feel after you've done it.
Yes. On Instagram, I said, how do you go about setting boundaries Mr. Swag Standan said, when it comes to setting boundaries, the biggest thing is saying no to the things that are not conducive to your growth and development. Say that
part.
man.
Yes, that's it. That's the one.
Yes, and
that's
yes
the
again.
one.
And being okay with saying no. Like, it is okay. It's not going to you not showing up or not being somewhere or you're not doing something for somebody is not going to dictate whether they're gonna stay in your life or whether they love you or not. They're gonna love you still anyway if they love you authentically already.
If they loved you to begin with. If they gave a damn to begin with. That's the part.
You realize how many people really love you when you start saying no.
Well, that part of the video where she said, you know, once you do it, your nervous system is like, okay, we did it. You know, and they didn't run away and they're still here, you know. So yeah, it's like all of that. It's all of that. So I love that part about it too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was so good. I'm playing a video again before we leave, just in case somebody else needs that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it was one of them things where it was like, I'm really getting better. I'm really trying. You know, it was almost a moment where I could have ugly cried because you recognize in those moments. Yes, you know, because you recognize in the moments where you are not your best, and for you to step outside of yourself and say, okay, this is what that. Okay, I didn't like that. It's really like watching a football game. You replaying it. You know what I'm saying? Run that beautiful bean footage. So now you're looking at where you fucked up and you looking at, okay, I could have done this better. I could have said this a different way, you know, and then trying to show up authentically each and every time after that, even if you fuck up again. And it's like, okay, now I know how to respond. Now I know how to approach this situation. Now I know how to come back better. And now I know how to show up authentically and say, hey, that's not how I wanted to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to talk to you in that way because I wouldn't want you to talk to me in that way. You know what I'm saying? And so it's a lot of different ways, like going back and retracting. Because sometimes you say shit when you mad.
Oh yeah,
you do.
You say shit when you mad. You say shit when you upset. And so sometimes circling back and be like, you know what? I really apologize for the way that I talk to you. And that's not how I want to talk to you. I wanted to pour love into you. I wanted to be understood. But in that moment, I wasn't my best self.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's okay to say that. It's okay to say that. And it's okay to say in that moment, hey, I feel like I need a moment. If I respond to you right now, it's not going to be the best.
Yeah.
That part.
That's what I'm learning.
Yeah.
I haven't implemented it yet. That's what I'm learning. Let me say that.
It's starting to work. Like when she called me out and told me that my dominant was anger, and that's how I respond. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, now you're pushing me. I already told you, and now you about to get the wrath. Like, here it comes. You know, and I wasn't sad in the beginning for that to happen because you was speaking to somebody else inside of me. Like, I got me, and then I got the inner person inside of me from way back when. And I beg people, don't talk to her. You don't want her to talk to you back. Right? So I kind of tell people, don't do that. You know, but they keep pushing and pushing, and here it comes, and it comes out. And
then we gotta remember that we coming in, like, I'll be 40 in August. So anybody that I meet with now, like, bruh, this is 39 years. But you know, I'm saying, of programming and all of that other kind of stuff. And then I'm gonna say I've been in therapy for 5 years. So it's 5 years of unlearning and deprogramming and changing and all that other kind of stuff. And so it's like, you came in in the last couple of chapters of my current life, and so I'm still trying to fix all of the shit before you came along. So it takes some time, and then I'm trying to fix that in the midst of getting to know new people, even with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of us have our own things, which makes us beautiful and makes the show even more beautiful as we come together and we learn and we unpack and we figure out our shit. Because the one thing I can say is that we will get on each other's asses. Like, girl, stop bullshit. You lying.
Yeah.
You know some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So we will get on each other. And I do love that because sometimes we do be needing to be held accountable for our shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's okay to hold me accountable, but it's just about how you go about doing so. And if you want it in love, hey, baby, hold me accountable.
Yeah.
Because
it don't always feel nice, but, you know, like you said,
it's not going to feel nice.
You know, if you got people around you that love you to make you accountable, be like, nah, girl, that was whack. You're full of shit.
Yeah, look,
try it again. Come back another way.
And I love when y'all be on my shenanigans with me. Like, the whistle hanging in my car on my mirror is a constant reminder that y'all be a part of my shenanigans regularly, okay? And
did you see my post about the tambourine?
No.
It came. The memory came up.
It came
today.
back up.
Yes, I was like, "Where's those tambourines at?"
Yes, listen, I brought them back out the other day, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta set these over there by where I'll be recording, so I can use."
You got to bring the tambourine out.
I gotta bring the tambourines back out. But yeah, I love it. And then even like when on Thanksgiving, it was like, I ain't say good morning, I ain't say happy Thanksgiving, I ain't say shit. Aunties, where y'all at? I need y'all to.
You so did. You was like alert. I'm like, what is happening?
I'm like, this had to happen this early in the fucking morning. And then I was like, okay, now that I got that out, good morning. Happy Thanksgiving.
Good morning, Aunties. Yeah.
And then I always found myself doing that because it'd be excitable. I'd be excited. And so sometimes it'd be some shit that be,
get
this off my fingertips. Then
but I'm happy that we do. I'm happy we have that safe space, you know.
Yes.
We have that safe space.
Absolutely. Yeah. I love that we have that space.
Yep.
I love that we have that space. I love that over this period of time we have grown. We have like nurtured a real deal sisterhood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When it's even though it may not look like it to other people, we know what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I value the fact that we have been able to cultivate this space. And it's so funny because when people been taking their breaks, they be like, but don't delete me out the chat. Don't delete me out the chat. I need the chat. I'm coming back. Don't delete me out the chat. Don't delete me out the chat, though. And it'd be so funny because I'm like,
don't take me.
Yeah, but don't take me out the chat.
Don't take me out the chat.
I'm taking a break, but don't take me out the chat. And so I love that for us because it's like, nah, we really know what be going on in here.
Absolutely.
So, Stretch said, what is the most valuable thing therapy has taught you or helped you with? Whew. That's good. Ooh, let me take a sip.
So
let me take a little sip of water.
For me, I feel like it helped me to communicate a lot better. And it also helped me to protect my peace. Like, I know when to just withdraw now. You know what I'm saying? And I don't feel bad about it. Before, I used to feel bad. Like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad. Maybe I should call. Maybe I should text. You know, but now it's like, I don't have to call anybody. I don't have to text anybody. I'm going to turn my TV on. I'm going to binge watch whatever. I'm going to do whatever I need to do for it to be a homeostasis type of thing for me. You know, come right back to come right back into the center. So I'm no longer afraid to do any of that. So that's what it's helped me to do.
You better use them big words.
I'm trying to Google the words to go what I want to say.
I'm finna download the vocab app just for that reason, so I can start using big words. I know a lot of big words.
I learned a big word yesterday. I didn't forget what the hell it was already.
Oh, that's funny.
I don't even
No,
remember.
but thanks to Chapty, I know a whole lot of big words.
I know a whole lot of big words. Police
I
department.
do.
What's the most valuable thing therapy taught you, Ayla?
Well, we're talking about it, boundaries. I had a very hard time with setting boundaries and being able to not try to overcompensate myself, like overdo myself. Like I will overwhelm myself with things that everybody wanted me to do, being a people pleaser and everything else like that. And then not having enough energy for myself. Mm-hmm. And it taught me to be and ultimately me not necessarily having boundaries is how I was making bad decisions with finances, relationships, and everything else like that. And I didn't realize how not having those boundaries and not being able to say, I don't have it, or I can't do it, or you're a red flag for me. It would make me continue to try to do something because it was like this need to feel wanted, needed, loved, appreciated, cared for, or whatever. So I was giving too much of myself. And so it taught me to give all of that energy that I'm giving everybody else to my motherfucking self.
Yeah.
And then giving it to the people that I genuinely want to give it to, and it's in this reciprocity on that side. Yeah. I'm not just giving and they're just taking. It's an equal balance of give and take.
Yeah.
Look, I felt like Willow Smith. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. I see that.
I love that. I'm for me. Oh, therapy that unpacks so much. Okay, therapy that unpacks so much, and I talk about therapy so much simply because I recognize the space that I was in prior to now. Because when I started therapy, I was grieving heavily, like heavily. And it was like a few years after I lost my mom. So I lost my mom and like 5 other people within a 6-month time frame, including my best friend. So it was a lot to grieve. But then on top of that, like life started life, and because I was grieving, and so I didn't have the space to fully grieve. And then years later, like it turned into, well, not even years later, like months later, it turned into me like heavily leaning on alcohol, and then me heavily leaning on smoking weed and stuff. And so I was like, oh Lord, because that ain't my life. I can't afford these habits. But one of the things is that therapy really, really taught me was that first and foremost, it's okay to not be okay. You do not have to hyper perform. You do not have to overperform. You don't have to pretend. Like you can literally show up and say, I'm not okay. And it's like, oh, that's hard for me though. It's hard for me not to say that I'm not okay. It's hard for me to say I don't know. Yeah. That's one of the things that has been hard over the years. It was hard for me to say I don't know. Because I do a lot of things naturally well. And when I say I don't know, people give me this like, the fuck you mean you don't know?
You're like the go-to person. You're the go-to person. Hey, do you know?
Yeah. Or do you know somebody? Okay. And it was like, ooh, okay. And it was hard for me to say no. It was hard for me to set boundaries. It was hard for me to forgive. And it was just like, this a lot.
Yeah.
So I had to really start unpacking my shit, and little by little I've been unpacking it. But the biggest lesson in all of it is just take care of yourself. Take care of you.
Yeah.
Take care of you, because in the midst of everything that's going on around you, and in the midst of like life happening, people coming and going, all of that, like you genuinely have to take care of yourself. You have to love on yourself. You have
Absolutely.
to give yourself unconditional love. And it's okay when you fall short, because you're not really falling short. You just been out here hyper performing, and so you think that this is the level of performance that you have to perform at all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And you not realizing that you're not tapping into your grief or going through the process of grief, because you're trying to hyper perform. You're trying to
Right.
show up to everything and be there for everybody, but you are missing the most important person, and it's yourself. So
But you
take
know
care
what?
of your
I like
fucking self.
I like how you I honed into that word the first time you used it, but you emphasized it a couple more times. But hyper performance, it's like
Mm-hmm.
you have people have this image of you, right? Because like you said, people come to you and ask you, do you know how to do this? And if you say you don't know how to do it, they look at you funny. Same thing with people pleasing. Even in relationships, you like this person so much that you don't want them to go anywhere else. You want them to stay right here with you, and so you do hyper perform. Sometimes you may even do something that you never thought you would do, just because you want that particular individual to stay right there in your life.
Yeah.
And ultimately
Mm.
that becomes so exhausting to you, because you're hyper performing in that way. Are they giving it back to you that way? They're not. And the one thing that I've tried to
That's good.
emphasize to people around me now is that nobody's going to treat you better than you're going to treat yourself. You
Absolutely.
just, you're just not, it's not going to
Mhm.
happen. And I've always looked forward in people, in men altogether, like, oh, somebody's going to do this for me. Oh, somebody's going to do that for me. Oh, somebody's going to like step up any second and do this, that, and the third. And I've always got disappointed, and I was literally disappointing myself because I was putting those expectations on them.
On
You know,
somebody else,
Yeah.
yeah.
Somebody else. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
But what
Because
you said is
I
so
was hyper
good
performing though, and I was expecting them to hyper perform too.
Too.
for
Yeah.
you. Yep.
Yeah, for me,
Yep.
yes,
But
yeah.
then, and then that goes back to the part of people pleasing and trying
Mhm.
to get, you know what I'm saying? Like you trying to do all of this stuff for somebody to give a fuck about you, or
Yeah.
for you, for them
Yep.
to give a fuck. But like they really don't. Like you can't give people more of the same shit that they don't already appreciate. So it's
Yes.
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, well, I gotta step back, you know. And sometimes you stepping back um helps you to recognize how much you were giving,
Mhm.
how much you keep giving, and
Yep.
then how much you gotta start like you gotta back up,
Yeah.
back up, back it. You gotta Homer Simpson into the bushes type shit a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Back it
Absolutely. But you
up.
know what's dope? Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that don't necessarily mean you got a ghost. That just
Yeah.
means you have to back up enough so you
Yeah.
can really see what it is,
Take a look.
what it ain't. Cause sometimes when we be liking people, I don't know, it be something. Like something when you like a motherfucker, you be over there floating. And it don't even
Yeah.
be love or nothing. It just be like
Mm-mm.
floating. Because it be the hormones. That's
Yeah, it's
what
the
it be.
hormones, and
Let's be
your endorphins are
honest.
boosted.
Yeah, and then when it's all of this shit just
Mhm.
mixing like a melting pot and shit, it just be like, oh. But then when you come up out of it a little bit, and then you be like, oh, okay. Then you start paying attention to stuff, and you look at the stuff for what it is. It's like, okay, this is where I went wrong. This is what I did. This is why. Listen, honeybee, I fell asleep, baby. But you can call me tonight. When we over, you can call me. Cause but just like recognizing like how sometimes some of us are so used to pouring, um some of us are so used to pouring, some of us are so used to not being poured into, that we be trying to fill up an empty broken ass cup, or we just be
Mhm.
doing this with whatever
Mm-hmm.
we have left, and we still be trying to pour that into somebody. And it's like, you have to set the boundary. You have to say, okay, you know what? I've poured enough for today.
Yeah.
Let me go reset. Let me take my moment. Let me gather myself. Let me do what's necessary to pour into me. And that's the part too. It's like I'm trying to learn how to pour into me because I be getting up. I go, work, Uber, boom, 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 the show, the business, the brand. And then I be over here like, oh. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't even got a leg to stand on. I'm standing on a baby toe at the end of the week, and I'm like, oh,
yeah,
help me, baby Jesus. And so, like, it's been a process, of learning how to find balance, learning how to give myself what I need, and give, and I, it's something that I've said all the time, but like, trying to implement that into my own life. Like I've said this shit all the time to other people. It's like, don't pour from your cup, pour from your saucer. Like you got a cup. The cup is yours. That is for you to pour
what
into
has ran over into the saucer.
Yeah. If you got something that fell over into the saucer, that's what you give to other people. That's what you give to the world. What's in the saucer. You don't give them what's in the cup. You know what I'm saying? But you also have to be around people that are pouring into your cup, so that your cup can overflow and it flows into the saucer. So it's a matter of like your tribe pouring into and being a part of, what you're doing. And
that's
so it's
stuff.
like, how I do all of this.
Yes, that's good stuff.
When am I gonna have the time to cultivate friendships and my home and my relationships and myself? It feels like nobody told us this shit. Nobody fucking warned us that this shit was like this. Okay, nobody warned us.
There's no classes for this. This shit you just learn on your own.
And I'm tired.
Did we talk about that? About how different cultures date earlier in not our culture? Where was that at?
I don't know. We be talking about so much, so we might have.
I know.
We might have talked about it or tapped into it.
We might have threw that out there somewhere.
Yeah, but because, like you said, nobody told us, right? They basically say, well, the gist of it was, at a young age, they say, oh, don't be chasing around these boys. Don't, because they only want one thing from you. Don't do this, don't do that. And you don't, right? Keep your knees closed, keep your dress down. Don't
do
keep
any of this. In it between your knees. That's what that is.
Exactly.
The concept when I was younger was books before boys, because boys bring babies.
That part, right? But in the realm of all of it, right? There are some other cultures that are dating a little bit earlier. And so, but we go off to college and here go a mess of boys with no supervision. You know what I'm saying? God forbid you get into a co-ed dorm. It's anything goes, right? And you don't know how to set boundaries because you haven't been taught that yet. Right? Sure. So you go and do anything for anybody because you get this attention and all this other stuff. You just really inexperienced with cultivating those types of relationships. And now, 40 years later, you talk about some reclaim my time.
Listen, because at some point you got to reclaim it.
At some point, and
at some point
you got to get it.
Claim that shit, like like,
hey baby.
I'm gonna put that on here because you come on here every week and don't speak to everybody. You was doing good, Mr. McKinney.
He actually was doing good. Hey baby.
He was doing good. He was
he just missed me.
Hey ladies, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't start. No, just playing. Happy New Year, though.
Listen, I need somebody to get on here and be like, hey, boo to me. Everybody like, hey,
Listen,
boo. Somebody need to hey, boo me.
Somebody, hey, boo me.
Come on, hey, boo me.
Hey. So let me get on here and shimmy a little bit.
Exactly.
But also,
next time we come on here, I got to make sure I'm cute again, because I didn't like today was rough. But I'm gonna be cute next time.
Next time you're gonna be cute, okay?
Yeah, so I can get somebody to come on here and say,
"Hey, you still cute."
Indeed.
I mean, thank you.
You're still cute.
I just feel like I look real light skinned, and that's why I keep moving because I'm trying to figure out why I
it's
look
your
all
light. My light was
bright.
all bright in my.
Okay, it gotta be something. It's the light in this computer light. It gotta be the combination of the two that's making me look a little light skinned. But here is one that's a little funny about disturbing my peace. Okay, because you doing too much. You disturbing my peace.
Anything?
I'm gonna play it again. I'm gonna read it.
I ain't see the last part. I saw the first part.
Okay, I'm gonna read it. Hold on. Dated a woman that has been single for a while is rough as hell. She's ready to break up with you over anything. Over anything. This your second time in the refrigerator. You eating up all my food. You gotta go.
That shit, they eat up my cheddar jalapeno popcorn. Now you.
That's just like being an only child. Having that much time to yourself and really loving and learning on yourself is a lot like being an only child. I am an only child technically, so I can attest to that. So being able to share like your space, your energy, and your time and all of that stuff, that should be hard. Especially after you haven't done it for a long time, it do be hard.
I was just about to say, like, bro, when you get your space,
it be
I
hard.
Really be over here like.
It be really,
because
hard.
And it's been so funny because like when people do really want to come see you, they be like, I be like, oh no, my house ain't clean. I help you clean up. What?
Yeah, exactly.
No,
yeah, no, thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't want nobody.
Exactly.
And it don't even be that. It just be like, let me get my space fully together. You know what I'm saying? And then I start inviting people over. But in the meantime, in between time, I am cultivating this space for me. You know what I'm saying? Right now, it's for me. And if I do let you up in this motherfucker, you gotta know that you have reached a level of authenticity of who Leo, who Tiffany really the fuck is, because I've let you in here, even as I'm still cultivating this space. That should say a lot. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so it ain't been many people here. Like at all. At all. I get up in this motherfucker and I be here by myself. But then I be feeling like Ari Lennox on New Apartment when she was like, oh my God. Yes. I need people. And I do. I absolutely fucking do. Because your furniture is not going to teach you how to Dougie. Like.
No. Wait a minute though. How many times did you play that song when you got into your space though?
I still play the fucking song regularly, okay? I be blasting that joint because like walk around this bitch naked. Nobody
can tell me shit.
Listen.
But you know what? You know what's important outside of just having your own boundaries is also learning to respect other people's boundaries. Because sometimes even when you are given boundaries, right, you don't know how to accept them either. Mm-hmm. Because if somebody, because that was one of the things I had to learn. I didn't know how to accept boundaries because I felt like somebody putting boundaries up on me meant that they didn't love me, meant they didn't care about me, meant that they, was pushing me away, meant that I wasn't important. And it's like, nah, they got boundaries just like you, bitch. You over here saying, nah, I don't feel like spending. But then it's also an Aquarius thing. I ain't even gonna hold you because I want you around when I want you around. And then when I don't want you around, I don't want you around. So I had to learn, like, it is okay if they don't want to be around. It is okay if they don't want to be around you today. Girl, go find something to do. If you spending more time with yourself, somebody, you loving on yourself, somebody saying that they don't have the time today or they can't today or whatever, or somebody just not, showing up or you asking somebody to do something or whatever, it's like, is it that serious?
But sometimes I'll be like, what is me?
Right?
That part.
What you mean? Like, yes. I'm dope as fuck. You don't want me around you?
What do you mean? You ain't got time. It's
like,
me.
I'm fabulous.
I'm amazing. You don't want this today?
Right.
Make time. What are you talking about? Like, I am
Aqua gang.
I'm definitely learning that too, Ayla. That's definitely part of it. And I'll be like, I am such Stretch told me I was a tornado and a rainbow. And I was like,
a tornado and a rainbow.
Yeah.
But that's kind of nice. A tornado.
That sounds like balance to me.
Yeah.
But that's what he said. Like, he's the one who said that my personality was a tornado and a rainbow. And then right after that, I found a picture online that says my personality. And it's a tornado going this way and a rainbow going this way. And they kind of like split off. And I'm like, yeah, that really is me. But I was also going to say, like, I am really like a turtle. The turtle is hard on the outside, but it's really soft on the inside. And that's that Leo shit. Like, I'm not finna see, you hurt my feelings. I'm gonna go cry in the car, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna act like my feelings wasn't fucking hurt.
Nope. I can't.
And I'm never gonna tell you that my feelings was hurt, because me telling you that my feelings was hurt is meaning that I'm letting you see my turtley side. And I don't need you to see the soft turtley side.
That's funny though.
You're gonna take advantage of my soft turtley insides. And I don't need that either.
Yeah, that soft side definitely up under that shell, baby.
Listen, when you get to experience it though,
man,
when you experience it, you'll be like, oh, you little soft motherfucker.
Yeah,
it take a lot. My friends will tell you now. Everybody think I'm just like, I don't know. They feel like I don't have no heart sometimes. I'm like,
that's a turtle. Like, cause it's hard on the outside, soft on the inside.
I'm just saying. And everybody feel like everybody feel like I'm a ninja turtle. They feel like I'm a ninja turtle. Like, my friend will tell me in a minute, like, girl, you ain't about to, because it's not that I don't care. I just don't have that soft side. It's in me. Certain people can see it, but it's not something that I just put on display.
Yeah. And I think that's a trauma response as well. Like,
yeah.
And I know it is for me. I know it is for me.
It's definitely one for me.
A lot of times when I have been my softest self, or when I have been my most authentic self, that was the times where it got taken advantage of and I got hurt in the midst of that. So now it's like, I'm going to still let y'all see this little soft shit from time to time, but for now, nigga, I got to be a thug.
You ain't going to see it every day.
That shit is exhausting, y'all. Like, I really do
exhausting.
Just want to be cuddled, and I want to be somebody's passenger princess, and I want to be babied. Like, I am literally in the space where I want to be the total fucking opposite of this hard thug shit. Like, let me take my turtle shell off. Like, I want to be a naked turtle.
I want to be a naked turtle.
But all of that is
I want to be a naked fucking turtle.
It's so scary. Like, that is the scariest thing in the world to me.
It's super because
did nobody ask you to put it in the comments? Now look,
at that point you're vulnerable, and vulnerability is scary.
Mm-hmm. My sister said, "Not a ninja turtle."
Yeah, I'm a ninja turtle.
I mean, I really do want to be soft. But I that part makes me very afraid. And I will detach from you if I feel as if you're going to put me in a position where I might cry, or you might not live up to something. So I'm like, no,
but
I don't want to let it out.
Doesn't that mean you're putting expectations on that person though? Because said if you don't live up to something.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like it, right? But it could be anything. It could be me trying to be soft and sexy, and you be like, well,
like Mike did Sheila.
Oh yeah, when she put on the lingerie. She
like Mike did Sheila, right? So I don't know.
It's him up.
I don't know. My little feelings is all balled up in his little. She's so tickled. Because he did do her wrong, though.
Right, that's what I'm laughing at. Like, that nigga did do her bogus. He laughed at her wrong. He was trying to be sexy for his punk ass.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, but I mean, it's like it could be anything. It could be anything. I can go out, buy something, just because I'm thinking about you. But if I don't get the right response from that, then I'm like, oh man.
Yeah. The question down.
Oh, come on, trap therapist.
That's a really good question, and yes, that is right.
Does the fear of vulnerability or disappointment lead to hyper independence?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yes.
Because I'm quick to do it by myself.
Yes.
I'm quick not to ask. I'm quick to figure it out on my own. Mm-hmm. And I am learning to be better at being able to ask first before I take it upon myself to just go and do it. You know what I mean? Or figure it out on my own. Because I will be really quick to just, you know what I'm saying? I need an alternator. Let me go find it, buy it, look at YouTube, how to put this motherfucker in. Like, that's how I am, because I don't want to depend on
being Barbara the Builder.
Because I don't like to depend on people, because I feel like
I get it.
The moment that I ask for something and you say you can't do it, you don't have the time to do it or whatever, you can't help me. I'm automatically, it's like a trigger for me. Yep. And it's a trauma trigger. Trust and believe is definitely a trauma trigger, and I know where that trigger is from. So I try my best to just be like, okay, especially in relationships, because it's depending on, because a man, at least let's see, emotionally available men, they like to feel needed. So and that they are a man for you. So the first thing you want to do, and I try to do now, is to ask, hey, honey, I need this. Do you know where I can get it? Do you know how I can do it? Do you know anything about this? And then let him do that, instead of me being like, oh yeah, I needed this done, so I went and did it myself. Because then I'm gonna get chastised. Like, then I'm gonna be like, well, why would you do? But that's just it's one of those things where it's like, shit, because I ain't gonna lie, I've been in situations, whether it's my father or certain men in my life, where the moment that I asked, it was all these excuses why the shit couldn't get done, what they couldn't do, why I couldn't figure it out, type of stuff. So it's like, well, fuck y'all then, I'll do it my goddamn self. And I've always been that way.
Yeah. The thing that bothers me the most is when I take it upon myself to do something, right? Then the man go, well, why didn't you ask me to do it? I feel like if you saw me, why did I have to ask you to do it? If you saw that it needed to be done,
why you ain't take the shit from
why
me?
didn't you take the initiative to say, let me handle that for her? You know, because that would have gave me the opportunity to be soft. Be like, baby, let me do that for you. Right?
I think I've been single too fucking long. Okay? I think that's what it is.
I was single when I wasn't.
Long fucking time. And then, you know what? We're not finna do that. But because that used to being soft in my femininity was like my thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that was my thing. But it was also because I had a partner that made me feel safe, that made me feel heard and understood. And I knew that I could trust him with my vulnerability, that I could trust him with my softness, and that like I could literally have the world on a silver platter if I just asked, you know what I'm saying, or whatever the case. Sometimes I have to ask. It would just be like, it's right there. You know, I already set that shit up for you. Go have it. And so it always allowed me to be like Susie Homemaker, Black Martha Stewart kind of shit. Cause I could, you know, get off work and come home and cook and clean and take care of my man. And I felt good and I flourished and all of that kind of shit. Because that's what I really love to do. Like, give me a motherfucker that made me feel safe and shit.
Yes, yeah.
Because I feel like in that space,
nigga,
I flourish. I feel like I flourish as a woman. I flourish as a I just flourish in all aspects of my life.
In all aspects
balance.
of life.
Yeah.
Because you're being loved correctly. You're being loved and paid attention to. You're being heard. And so it has been a long time since I've been in that space. And so like over time when it started to become like oh, I was being nice, you know what I'm saying, and I was being sweet and I was being da 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 da, and that was me showing up authentically. And then it was like, but then y'all like bitches that like to cuss y'all out and then slap you across the face, and that's it.
What
and
what
then
is
I'm
that
like,
about?
but I don't do that. I don't do that.
That's too much energy.
Because what is all of that about anyway?
That's why I don't like to
what
argue. I'm not about to hit you. I'm not about to be like overly toxic. Yeah, we gonna argue sometimes. But that was the other thing too. Like when me and my ex first started dating, we set them boundaries up front. And when we moved in together, it was another boundary. Hey, look, I'm not sleeping on no couch. Neither are you. You mad? We gonna talk about it. Then you gonna take your ass to bed and put your foot on my foot so we can go to sleep. And it was like,
I don't like that whole going to bed angry. I don't like that. Because I can't sleep. So who going to bed? It's sitting too much in my spirit. Whatever it is that disrupted my spirit in our space, I cannot go to sleep like that. That just doesn't work for me.
I can't either. I'm a crybaby. I'm a crybaby. Like
we had a good
question. To me.
Which
one? Yeah, that's the trap therapist. But this was a good question because like
he said in a situation when a man, you talking about that one?
Garrett. Okay, yeah, we're gonna go to that one too. It's another one. We got two. But this was a really good question, like, because does it lead to you being overly independent because you are scared to be vulnerable and you scared to be disappointed? Because disappointment hurts too. A lot of times we don't even know how to express that. Like, one of the things my sister like posted, and I'm gonna have her to send it to me so I can post it on the page. It was like a wheel of emotions and trying to describe what you feel. Because a lot of times we say we be angry and we're not really angry. We might be disappointed. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of different ways that you could express how you feel. Yeah. But a lot of times we only tap into their main ones. I'm happy, sad, upset, angry. Yep. But there's a lot of other ways that you actually feel, but trying to figure out what the word is right then it's sometimes hard. So I'm gonna try to I'm gonna get her to send me that wheel of
Yeah,
emotions.
send that.
And
I
it's
think
like,
we had a conversation about that before. Send that, because I know I have to start changing my vocabulary. Like when people be like, "How you doing?" I be like, "Oh, I'm fine. I'm okay," but I'm really not. Like I'm not okay. I'm not fine.
Yeah. I'm doing.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm
That's
doing.
not really how I'm feeling at the moment.
That's
it is what it is. But you so used to that, and I want to change my vocabulary. Like, oh, I'm great. Oh, I'm awesome. No matter what the situation may be, I want to be great later. So I'll be trying to change my vocabulary because, baby.
Yeah, but it's even just like explaining how you are feeling and things like that. And so it's a bunch of different words on there. So I'm gonna get her to send it to me so I can share it. Okay. Nice. But Gary, thank you for that question. That was a really good question because this free therapy tonight, y'all. For real though. But Garrick said, in a situation when a man or your man just can't do it or handle it, what is your response? My biggest thing would be for him to communicate that to me. Yeah. Hey, babe, I know that this is what you need, and I can't take care of this at the moment. Or, I saw that you needed this, but that's out of my realm of expertise, so that's not something I can get to at the moment. Just communicating, because it lets me know that that you heard me and that you recognize that it was something that was a need, and that you recognize that it was something that was that I wanted you to do, or I wanted you to take part in, but at that moment you couldn't. So just communicate. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, just say, hey, babe, you know, when we was laying in bed the other night, you told me you needed this, that, and the third, or you needed some new tires. I can't go. But also, there are other ways for you to be present when you can't be present.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nigga, get on the phone with me. You know these people finna try to make me pay $800. You know they finna try to make me pay $1,000 for this oil change. Get on this phone with me.
Right. Or go with me. Or take it
I'm
yourself.
just saying, like, if he can't go or do it,
if he can't
be
go,
present.
Yeah, or do it.
Be present. Be on the fucking phone.
And not even just go ahead.
As it's getting done, babe. They said this.
Yeah.
Back, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? There are ways to be present when you can't be present, or when you can't actually do it.
I think I agree 100%. And then I'll probably even go further to say, like, okay, well, do you know anything or anybody else, or do you know what else we can do for this situation, whatever the situation may be? If you can't do that, do you know anything else, anybody else? Or I just say, well, I know this person. What do you think about me, contacting them? Yeah. Just to have that communication. But like you said, if the communication ain't happening, then now I feel like I got to do it myself.
Yeah. And that's what Dom just said. But what if it was communicated, but communication isn't going both ways? Yeah. Then y'all got to figure out another way. Y'all have to figure out. Yeah, y'all have to figure out a resolve for the lack of communication. But also, don't go into that conversation like, well, I told your ass. Now, you know what I'm saying? There's a way to go about communicating. Hey, I communicated this to you. And one thing that a lot of people, this is what I learned in therapy, is using I statements. I, meaning this is my thoughts, my opinion, my feelings. This does not mean that this is how you feel. This is strictly how I feel about this situation. Well, I know you said, or you always don't do that. I feel in this moment I wasn't heard. I feel in this moment you overlooked. I feel in this moment, blah, blah, blah. Like, sometimes being mature is hard. And that's what healthy communication is. Healthy communication equals maturity. And some of us are borderline immature as fuck, okay?
Yep.
Yeah. It's like immature as fuck and immature.
If I can't get it out, I'll be like, never mind. And leave me alone. And get away from me right now.
It's hard.
All of that.
Who is this?
So
that's Gemini. Hey, Gemini.
Hey,
and so the trap therapist had another question. How do y'all feel about teaching people how to love you? I don't have a problem with teaching as long as he knows how to read. Because don't come in here sounding like Halle Berry on Losing Isaiah.
That part.
Don't come in here sounding like Celie.
Mm-hmm.
Door, DOOR. Like,
Exactly. I don't
have a problem teaching.
I don't mind. I feel like the person just has to be willing
to learn,
to want to learn to love you, or want to learn to understand you. Sometimes we get in situations with people, they don't care to love you. They care about you, but they don't care to love you. They don't care to want to learn how to love you, how to take care of you, how to tend to your emotions, how to tend to your mental health. Like there has to be a want to love you in order for people to learn to love you.
Because that goes back to the boundaries things too, because you can sit there and try to tell somebody like, this is what I need, this is what makes me feel loved, right? And then they'll come back with, I can't do that, I don't know how to do that, that's not what I do, that ain't who I am. Now you sitting over there like, okay, but you want this person to love you, so you keep trying to be like, well, no, at that point it's a red flag and you got to move on. Hey,
Rodney. Thank you. Rodney. This is a Target find. He said he liked my shirt. Okay. He said, he was being funny. He said, I feel in this moment I like Leo's shirt.
I feel you, Rodney.
I feel in this moment that I appreciate you liking my shirt. And he said he's open to all communication. Hey, Rodney. Thank you for tapping in here with us.
Thank you for tapping in, Rodney. Tap in, tap in.
Yep.
But yeah, being able to teach somebody how to love you is I don't think that's
what you want to learn. What you want to learn, Rodney?
I don't think it's hard to do. I think ultimately the problem is the people that don't want to learn, and then you steady trying to teach. At some point, you got to figure out when to move the fuck back. And be like, all right, nigga, I didn't try.
At some point, you gotta know this nigga don't know how to read.
Exactly. That's the nigga not knowing how to read, or the female not knowing how to read, because I can only tell you so much and show you so much before, because I'm an advocate of teaching someone how to love you by showing them. So if these are the things that you like and that make you feel loved and wanted, do those things for that person and say, this is how I love, this is how I receive love and understand love. Because you're actively giving them a course, or what I want to say, like explanation, or example. You're actively giving them an example. This is what I like. And then that way they can be like, okay, you like this, let me start doing this. And you still got to give people grace in that too. Because just because you showed them yesterday that you like your booty rub, don't mean that they gonna rub your booty. Well, I don't think that's gonna be a problem.
When teaching somebody how to love you, it doesn't necessarily mean like communicating that with them. It also means like, hey, I'm showing you.
Yeah, exactly.
This is how I love. I'm showing you this is how I love. And so, like, it might not necessarily mean that I want you to reciprocate that love in that same way, but this is how I'm going to love on you.
I want you to understand it.
I want you to understand that if you want to love on me like that too, I like that. Love on me in that way. And make me feel all girly. Like, that's the part for me. Make me feel girly. Make me like a little school girl, okay? Have me out here cheesing. Bitch, do you know how much I want to giggle?
I want to giggle like a motherfucker. I be giggling all the time.
Fucking giggle so much that the giggle turn into a gaggle, my nigga. Like, what? I want to
giggle till your cheeks hurt.
Bruh. Till I got a fucking headache, bruh. Like,
over there.
Let me and that giggle turned into, boy, come here.
Okay.
Nasty.
That giggle turned to a gaggle on that thing.
Okay.
Say what now?
Ronnie said, I want to learn the basics, the dirty stuff, and the complicated. Okay, then. And he'll rub the booties.
That's what's up.
So yeah, that's what Dom said. What if the communication wasn't going both ways?
Yeah.
And then Gemini, I have not skipped your question. We're gonna get back to that. Hey Jerry. That's my baby mama, y'all.
Hey baby mama.
Hey Sammy.
Hey Sammy.
And then Dom said, I just terminated a relationship because of her not communicating to me. Hey.
Terminated. I love that word. I terminated it.
Sometimes you have to terminate. Your position has been terminated.
Right.
Yeah. Hey Keisha.
Hey sister.
And then Dom also said, I think the problem is comparison. Stop comparing me to the ex. Mm-hmm. Now, I can say in that aspect, sometimes it is hard to step out of that space because of triggers. Because unless you're trying to learn your triggers and then you're trying to communicate that was a trigger type shit. If you haven't figured out or you're not in the space where you are learning those things about yourself, yeah, comparison can be a funky ass thing.
Comparison's stupid.
Garrick said, what does it mean to be heard? Some women feel that agreeing with them is being heard. No, that's what men think women.
Yes, right.
That is. So honestly, being heard is if I say to you, let me give a good example. If I say to my person, you know what? It's a concert coming up at such and such. This might not be the best example, but this what I'm going with.
Go with it.
It's a concert coming up at such and such, and I know that you like this artist. I wanted to know if you wanted to go. And in the midst of that conversation, you done tuned her out, so she done bought tickets. And you know what I'm saying? Like now she's trying to surprise you when you like, oh, I didn't know you was trying to go to that. Well, I told you, I communicated to you, but being heard means, hey, babe, I know I wasn't fully listening when you were talking to me. So can you tell me what it is that you said again? That's communicating, right? But then in the midst of that, it's like, oh, okay. I appreciate you listening and even knowing that I said that this was something that I liked. She heard you when you said that you liked it. She took note of it. She took a mental note of it and then implemented that when she saw the opportunity to. That's literally what being heard means. It don't mean that, I want you to agree with every fucking thing. But no, even if you don't agree, still listen. Still listen, nigga. Still listen and understand. Like, because me being heard means that you took in what I said and you are able to implement that into our relationship, regardless of how that may look. Mm-hmm. Not regardless. And you do it in a healthy way. Mm-hmm. You took me telling you something about my past and then you like, okay, that's something that I'm not going to do. Even if you slip up and do it and you recognize that you did it and then you apologize for it. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature.
Like I know this
being
is a
heard
trigger
does not mean, being heard does not mean being a yes man. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm gonna break it down to. Being heard does not mean being a yes man to your woman. It literally means paying attention and grasping those things. And it's not just even to your woman, it is to your partner. It is to your man too, because you got to hear him. And again, in the midst of getting to know each other and learning one another, y'all got to give each other some grace. Because I think a lot of times we have unrealistic expectations of the people that we get into these relationships with. Yeah. And so it becomes I'm always, or, it becomes this, oh, I thought you would, I didn't think you would be like that. And I didn't, you know what I'm saying? It becomes a whole thing. So, give each other some grace. And work on y'all communication.
Work on
y'all communication style. Work on y'all communication style, work on y'all attachment styles. Like that's one thing that I just bought a book. It's called Attached. And then it's another book called The 5 Styles of the 5 Types of Attachments or something along those lines. But because I want to know my attachment style, because I don't know. But I also know how I don't want to show up in relationships anymore. I do not want to show up like I can't, I don't think that's how I show up, but that's just me over exaggerating. I don't want to show up like I can't live without you, or like I need you.
Yeah.
I don't want to show up like Superwoman.
That either. Come on now. I don't want to show up like that.
I don't want to show up like Superwoman. But
I want to show up like I need you, but I definitely want to show up like I want you, but I also need to know that I am wanted as well, and not in an unrealistic expectation kind of way. Or
I
that
think
you have me on this, you got me up here because of, you got me up here, and it's like, oh, I appreciate that, but
then the moment I fail, it's a whole situation. Yeah, the moment I feel it's the whole situation.
The other part about being heard too, I want to highlight the fact that people, if you're in a relationship, need to actively listen to what someone is saying to you. Take it back to right before the holidays when I said, I'm real tired, I'm real stressed, I'm real this, I'm real that. Had I been in a relationship with someone giving me that encouragement to say, yeah, you could push through, just push through. It's almost a holiday. I don't want somebody to tell me just push through, but to actively listen to me and say, you know
what,
I
babe?
hear,
Let's go take a
I
nap.
hear that, yeah, I hear that what you're going through. Let's take it down 1,000. Let's go do something. Let's go to the movies. Let's do something to help you to bring it down.
Yeah,
So
actively making a way to relieve helping to relieve.
Exactly. So being heard is more so of hearing what someone say to you, but don't let it be a passive way of listening to that person. Actively listen to what they're saying to you.
Because agreeing with me doesn't mean you heard me. Agreeing with me does not mean that you heard anything that I said.
No, it doesn't.
That just means that you're agreeing with me to kind of like.
That just means
how I perceive it.
Mouth, you heard the noise coming out of my mouth.
Noise coming out of my mouth. You want me to shut the fuck up? It's like, yeah, you right. Yep. No, if I'm not right, tell me I'm not right.
What?
And if that's not something that's right, that's wild as hell, boy. You right.
Yeah,
you right.
Part,
nah, tell me.
That's crazy.
And then I'm gonna go back to what you just said, Auntie Michelle. As far as hearing what's being said, and if you don't understand, ask the question. Yep. What do you mean by that? Can you elaborate on that? When you said this is what it sounds like to me. Because sometimes what people say does not receive sometimes with us a certain kind of way, because the words don't align for us the way that they're saying it. So like you just said, I'm stressed. It's been a hard week. It's been a hard this, that, and the third. I'm just tired. And sometimes in that space, being heard is saying, she's tired, she's stressed. I want to relieve that for her. And then doing something to actively relieve it. Maybe she doesn't know what she needs. So she can't say, I need you to do this. So, but you know that she's having this, and it's just being active, and it's vice versa. Because
because
and then saying, what can I do? And then if somebody says, I don't know what you can do, and then you say, okay, how about we do this? Okay, that's fine. Because now it sounds like you're actively communicating. Okay, I'm stressed. I don't know what I need. You're asking what I need. I don't know what I need. And then instead of you just being like, all right, well, she don't need nothing, or he don't need nothing, you're like, okay, how about we do this? Because you're stressed and I don't want you to be stressed, and I want you to be happy, and I want to relieve that stress from you. Because when you care about somebody, ultimately, you don't want them to be stressed. You want to find ways for them to be in a better space, or to feel better, or not to have that. You don't want your person agitated and angry and frustrated. You want to be the stress reliever for them the best way that you can. And it's just being active.
Yeah. And it's not just hearing what they're saying, it's hearing them in how they're saying it.
And how they're saying it. Yeah. Because once you, like you said, learn the attachment thing, learning your person.
Yeah, like I could be like, man, I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta hear it. Or that's where fucking having conversations comes in. Because if you don't really have too many conversations with a person and y'all texting shit all the time, you'll never really truly get to understand how they express themselves through conversation, or how they try to, like, how they express in different tones. Like, that's why I tell people that all the time. Now we gotta talk, because I'm an audio type of person. Like, I learn through hearing you, because, like, bro, your voice could be off an octave. What's wrong?
Yeah,
exactly.
You can never tell me that nothing is wrong if I'm talking to you, and I've talked to you regularly when you've been in different moods or different spaces. You can't lie to me, because my ears and my discernment and my spirit are gonna tell me something different.
Because the moment I hear your voice, I know.
Yeah. So you can never, like, that's the thing I ask people that all the time, like, please don't lie to me. Like, tell me what's wrong, because I hear it, and you're going to try to keep lying to me. Like, stop lying to me. Tell me what's wrong, because I hear it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one thing that I think that's why a lot of people don't like having phone conversations anymore.
Yeah.
Because you can hide everything.
You can be deceptive.
You can lie about everything.
Yep.
And hide everything through a text message. You know what I'm saying? If that's the only way you're gonna communicate with this person, oh yeah, I could lie. Like, this gonna look like I know how to read, write, spell, pay attention. Yeah. No, I can go back and read this shit and then, you know, spit some shit back out. But if you actively have to have a conversation with somebody, then it's like, oh, I really gotta listen. And I'm even learning that I got to do better about listening. I have to do better about listening. I'll listen, but sometimes my mind be so scattered, and I don't always be in the moment. And so that's one thing that I'm learning, that I really, really, really have to be in the moment. So if I'm talking to you, I have to shut everything down, and I'm recognizing that I have to say that too. Hey, give me a second. I want to hear you, but give me a minute to shut all this shit down, including my brain. Including my brain, so I can pay attention. And you know what I'm saying? And that means even putting my phone on do not disturb, or while we having this conversation, because I be listening and then it be like, I feel like I missed something, but I don't want them to think that I wasn't listening, so I'm not gonna say something.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? But also just knowing in that moment, like, I'm human. And I'm learning that. Like, I really am learning that I do have this superwoman complex, and I'm trying to detect.
Huh? What happened?
You agree way too fucking fast.
I didn't know you caught
it. You agree way too motherfucking fast for my liking.
Yeah, I thought I didn't know you was paying attention. Hey, girl.
Listen, you agree. Wait, yep. I was lightweight offended at how fast you said yep. Like,
I'm sorry.
Girl, what?
I'm sorry.
Girl, what?
I mean, it's okay. It's all right. But that's what that's one of the biggest things in relationships. At least, I mean, I know we've seen that a lot in like sitcoms and stuff like that. Like when a man come home from work or whatever, he ain't trying to talk about all that shit. And it's like, yeah, when you honestly, even me, I'm the same way. If I come home from work, I don't really, I want to unwind first. Let me unwind. Let me just, you know what I'm saying? Let me decompress. And especially depending. Because if I'm driving from work to my house, probably about 45 minutes, I've probably already decompressed because I've been sitting down, listening to my music. I had a whole concert in the car. So by the time I get home, I'm probably okay. But if I'm like 5 minutes from my job, give me a minute to decompress. Yep. because I got that shit up out of me. Especially depending on what kind of day it was.
Yeah. And I think too, because for me, like I do a lot of my work at home, like my business stuff. I do it at home. And so sometimes I don't decompress. Like I get off work, I do Uber, I get done with that, I come home and go right back into another mode. Like I need to be reminded, like, bitch, sit down.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
claim your time.
Listen, man, come here. Like, I wish that somebody would tell me to sit the fuck down. You know what I'm saying? Like, watch how you do it though. But tell me, but tell me in a for real way. Like, hey yo, like sit the fuck down. Like,
yeah.
But also that comes from the space of life that I'm in. I'm rebuilding. Mm-hmm. I'm in a rebuilding phase of my life. And when you're in that space, like sitting the fuck down sometimes is not an option because you're trying to rebuild. Mm-hmm. And for those that know me close, know that I'm like rebuilding. And those who don't, like, might see it as like, oh, she just out here in her bag. I just want the bag to come to me. Like,
that part.
I don't want to be in it. I just want to see it. I just want to see it from across. Listen, drop it off. I don't have to be in it. I don't have to, like, I don't want to do all of that. But a lot of people know that I'm rebuilding. And so in this space of rebuilding, it's like, ooh, it's a lot I'm tackling. And it's like, how do you get to this space where you do sit down, where you do take a break, where you do nothing? Because doing nothing to me is like, oh, I could have been out making money today. I could have been out doing this. I could have been doing that. I should have been making jackets. I could have been doing X. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of shit. And then having a creative mind, it don't help none either.
Right.
And so, like, I literally last Sunday tried to sit here and do nothing. And that shit did not work. Okay? It did not work. It did not work. And I tried to sleep. And every time I tried to sleep last Sunday, my phone went off.
Oh, no.
Every time I tried to lay down, every time I tried to, I mean, I was right here. Oh, shit, my phone ringing. Hold on, let me. And, you know, it's like, oh, I need this to
D&Ding us to death.
That's why I do, okay? I D&D out. Listen, my D&D been on since 9:30. Did I tell y'all I changed the time on my D&D?
You told
like 9:30.
No, that's good though.
I should have moved up a whole hour and 15 minutes.
That's fantastic.
9:30. That's it. That's all I got for you. I be trying to lay down by 10:45 now.
Yep.
Because I honestly am exhausted on a regular basis. Like I was exhausted today. That's why Ayla was like, "Girl, you look tired." I am. I'm tired.
So, how are you ladies gonna reclaim your time in 2024?
I'm reclaiming my time by celebrating myself more often than not.
That's good.
Because I do enough that I should be celebrated regularly. And I don't care if nobody else do it. I'm celebrating me. And not just big shit. Small shit. Consistently. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we overlook the little things. We overlook the little shit. And I don't mean like tiny things. I mean like, you know, you paid a bill consistently 3-4 months in a row when you knew that was an issue for you before. You knew that was a hard thing for you to be able to accomplish maybe 6 months ago, but you're doing it now, and now you've done it 6 months consecutively, consistently, on time. Like, give yourself some fucking grace and celebrate that shit, because that shows growth. And we don't be celebrating that shit. We do not be paying attention to our small wins because we so busy trying to get to the big destination or the end goal that it be like, bro, nah. Like, I'm proud of myself because I paid my phone bill down to a zero balance yesterday instead of putting it on a payment plan.
Come on, man.
Listen,
you better do that.
Listen, that resonated with me.
Because what? You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, you know, again, when you rebuild, you gotta finagle a little bit, but I was like, oh, I'll pay this shit off.
Yep.
And I stood there with my Captain Morgan shit. Listen, stood there with my foot on the chair as I hit pay. I was like, bitch, you growing.
It's definitely a good feeling, baby. I've been trying to do that too. So I'm with you on that one. Those small wins is the best.
Yeah.
Paying some shit off. Cause I know like it's a lot. This year is a lot.
Yeah.
Like I got a lot to celebrate this year. I turned 40 in August. PGC turned 5 in March. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot to celebrate. And that just like the longevity of being actively in my brand for 5 years is a lot.
Yeah.
I'm celebrating the fuck out of this.
Absolutely.
I'm celebrating the fuck out of me because I'm almost 40 and I ain't been to jail. I ain't cut nobody. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot to celebrate.
Nobody. That's what's up.
And I heard life starts at 40. I'm excited about 40. A lot of motherfuckers out here dreading it, but I'm excited because
40 is nice. 40.
I heard some of them inhibitions be going away when you turn 40. It ain't like I had many, but you know, the rest of them can fall off too.
It do.
Yeah, I that's where I'm at. I want to celebrate more. Good. I want to. The other part is, and I recognized this the other day, is that I kept saying that last year I wanted flourishing female friendships, and I was like, duh. You got female friends. You just have to nurture those female friendships for you to have flourishing female friendships. And so that's my goal for this year too, is to nurture and give care to the things that I care and the people that I care about more.
True.
Because those relationships matter and my friendships matter and the people that are in my life matter. Like, I want those people to know that they fucking matter. I try my best to let people know on a consistent basis that they matter to me. Like, whether it's part of the team or not, I try my best to let people know that they matter. But I want to do that even the more this year. So that's how I'm reclaiming my time.
Good stuff.
What about you, Auntie Michelle?
For me, I think I am gonna take the S off my chest.
Come on now.
Come on and take that S up.
Take the S off my chest, and you know, as we tuned into that word, hyper perform. I am known for doing that, and Cassandra's always said that I have high anxiety, so I'm gonna try to work on bringing that down, and just, you know, take it as it goes and not just be so high strung. I'm very high strung. Very, very high strung. So I'm working on that. That's my goal for 2024.
I'm proud of you for that.
Reclaim my time.
I'm proud of you. Come on, Auntie Michelle. You done grew.
I grew up.
You done grew.
I'm a big girl.
Yes, you done grew. You done went from Pampers to pull-ups. Come on, girl.
I love it. I love it.
I'm so proud of you for that because listen, because Auntie Michelle used to be out here like, no, I am not. Like, you couldn't tell her nothing without her be like, girl, I am not. And then she'll be like, you know what? Yes, I am a little bit. I'm so proud of you. I'm
super proud of you, girl.
Yes.
Come on. What about you, Auntie Ayla?
Well, so yesterday, it's funny that we're talking about this. So yesterday I created a list. It's a daily task, a daily to-do list, because these are things that I feel like I ultimately need on a daily basis, like prayer in the morning, prayer at night. What was the other thing? Check my weight, because I'm working on my weight. So the things that I'm working on, those are the things I'm going to make the time to do. So the books that I'm reading, What I said, the thing about checking my weight, checking my account daily, checking my account, the things that I owe, things I got to pay, doing that on a daily basis. And being and reaching out to certain people, you know what I'm saying, every day, and taking the time to write in my journal, because when I write is when I learn, because I write out what I'm writing and then I read it, and then that's when I can be like, it's like a thing where I am being able to see what I'm feeling or see what I'm saying and kind of understand my direction, if that makes sense. So typically I just hold everything in. So it's like a way of me letting it out and kind of just pushing it out there, reading it and being like, okay, this is where today could have been better. This is what I could have done, or whatever. What can I do better the rest of this day? So I just been doing like little key points. It's about 7 things on my to-do list, just so I can hold myself accountable for the things that I said that I wanted to do this year. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to move eventually. So I've been looking at apartments. I've been looking at furniture. I've been looking at things I want to put in my house. So because that is a part of my goal for this year. So that's what I've been doing to reclaim my time, because most of the time I'll just be like, I shut down and start watching a movie, or I'll find something else to do, hang out with some people, and it's just taking over too much of my time to the point where I don't have the time for the things that I need to make time for myself. And I feel like those things, that little list, that little 7, 8 little things that I have on there is everything that I need to push me forward to my goals and what I'm trying to do.
Nice. But also know you need time for peoples, and you need time to be out. And guess who went outside and stayed until the end? Guess who didn't do one of these? I'm ready to go when you are. I mean, I said it, but we stayed. We stayed until the end.
We definitely stayed until the end.
I stayed until the end, and I was proud of me, because y'all know Auntie give it an hour and be like, well.
Well, I do
might as well be hitting the old dusty trail. I'm about this thing, but I did good. I do want to get outside this year, so I've been trying to pay attention to what's going on so I can get outside, see people, and do things. I think since I moved in here, I'd be so happy to be at home.
Yeah.
Well,
I'd be so happy to say I'm going home. I'm going home. And I'll be coming home, baby. And so I definitely want to get outside this year. I want to go have some fun, travel, and do some things.
Well, we definitely going to be outside as a team this year. So,
indeed.
You hear me? You hear me?
Indeed.
I'm ready.
Because, I mean, I don't know if y'all know, but we already got the Fat Fam trip planned for September. And the details is coming soon. Okay?
Yeah, I need to be on that.
Do I need a passport? Because that's on my list.
So, yep, go ahead and apply now.
I already got it. I got to renew it.
We're going to renew it now. Because, you know, they take 900 years to get it done, but go ahead and renew it now. We will have more information coming soon about the Fat Fam trip in September, because we already planning it. Y'all got at least 8 months to go. Right. 7, 8 months to go ahead and get it together. And start paying your funds now. And I'm going to tell y'all, put your money down now when it go out, so you can start paying up until, because normally you have up until like 45 days before the trip. So around my birthday, it'll be somewhere in there the close off for the trip for September. So you got time to pay it. $50 here, $25 there, $30 here, like whatever you got, like you can set it up that way. So I'm just telling y'all. But we do have a lot of things coming up. We also do have some save the dates going out. So make sure y'all check out inboxes and whatnot. Save the dates going out for a Fat Girl Chronicle celebration. A Fat Girl Chronicle celebration for 5 years. 5 years, y'all. Okay, I'm excited. 5 years. So, we got shit to celebrate. And even when life be throwing like them hard balls and them boulders at us, we finna decide we be out here in these streets throwing bowls, getting to it, y'all. Absolutely. And yeah. Facebook said I'm gonna be pregnant this year, so I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, they told you that too. Okay. They told me the same thing. They told me
they said from 2024 to 2024 up until 2028, I'm gonna have a baby every year. So
oh wow. All right.
We shall see.
They didn't tell me that. They just told me I'm gonna have a girl this year.
Oh wow. No, they told me like they've been getting me pregnant since the end of last year. So I'm like, okay, cool.
2 years.
Cool.
No drink.
Cool. So
drinks for my earnings.
I got another video before we go. Girl, honey be over there talking.
I
got another video before we go. Sorry. Here we go.
Yeah. Don't disturb my peace or give me a wrinkle. Mm-hmm.
Or else.
Honey. Or else. You will have to be cut. Because, honey, what you won't do is stress me out, honey. I say, do not, okay? Do not.
Do not.
Do not, okay? I will stay lifted.
Right.
Amen?
Stay lifted.
Amen. So I will stay hopeful and optimistic.
Like so.
I will stay lifted. I will stay hopeful and optimistic. I stay. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is so and so shall it be.
The only wrinkles I need to have is in my back.
I don't even want a wrinkle in my back.
I'm talking about when I'm being bent
I just want the hump. I just want the hump. Put a hump in your back and shake your rump. Rodney said, get outside. Outside is beautiful down here. He said, so we need to get outside down there in Florida.
Oh, okay.
Now him talking about some yay pregnancy. Let's go. Boy, I almost told you to go to hell. Talking about some yay pregnancy. Let's go. I almost said it. I almost told him to go to hell. I ain't say it, but I almost said it
for real. Almost.
I ain't say it for real. But last video, and then we up out this thing, y'all. This how hard y'all got to stand on them boundaries. Stand on reclaiming your time. Y'all got to put your foot down and stand on big business all year about reclaiming your time, not letting people disturb your peace, and going for what it is that you want. Like, I had a conversation the other day that reminded me to live life on my terms and the way that I see fit to live my life and the way that makes me happy. And that's how we got to live this life this year, all right? Absolutely. So stand on them boundaries, stand on them goals, celebrate them shits and get to it. But this how hard y'all gotta stand on business.
Just like that.
You gotta put that up. You saw how hard she put that foot down and twisted that bitch into the ground. I'm gonna give you. Y'all saw how hard that foot came down?
Absolutely.
That's how hard.
We gotta stand on big business this year. We gotta stand on big business this year, y'all.
Funny.
We love y'all. We thank y'all for tuning in with Jim and I had a question before we go. Jim and I had a question.
What you want to know?
It was, how do you learn to trust again? How do you learn to trust again?
Ooh.
Ooh. Look, we all let out that big ass sigh.
Trusting yourself first.
You got to pray about it too.
Trusting yourself first, because ultimately, one of the reasons why we can't trust people is because we know what we're capable of. And then also because of things that we've experienced. So, maybe we've given somebody trust and then they, messed it up. But also remembering that whoever hurt you, whoever lost your trust, if they're actively trying to regain your trust, allow them to. Don't just dismiss them because of that, because they could easily just be like, oh, you don't trust me no more, well, fuck you. But if they're actively trying to rebuild your trust, allow them to. And then for someone new in your life, don't go in just fully, trusting, but find the things that you need for them to be able to know that they're trustworthy, if that makes sense. So if there's certain things that you need that tells you that they're trustworthy, or that shows you that they're trustworthy, then make sure to pay attention to those things. Don't be looking for the reasons not to trust somebody. Look for the reasons to trust.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I agree with that too. In addition to that, I also say you have to start to piggyback on your thought. Forgive yourself for the way that you felt. When that person violated your trust, because a lot of times you're like, why didn't I see that? Why did I let that happen? So you also do have to forgive yourself, work on yourself as well, but then also have that faith that the next person is not going to do that. Look at how you played a part in that as well. Get over that. Pray about it, and treat each encounter as a new encounter. You can't fault somebody else for something that someone did to you. So those are the things that I suggest that you do.
Just remember that, like, trust don't come easy. You know what I'm saying? Like Michelle just said, like, don't fault somebody for what somebody else did. Sometimes that shit can be hard because, triggers and patterns and triggers are there. And so you got to be able to decipher what's what in that space and in that time. But also, again, always give yourself grace as you're learning and becoming somebody new or walking into new territory. And while you're in the new space and new territory, be open to exploring what that looks like for you in that space. Like, you don't have to be the person that you were before in that space, in the new space. So give yourself the room to grow, give yourself the room to make mistakes. That's the biggest thing of all of it. A lot of us do not give ourselves room to fuck up. And then when we fuck up, we be out here regretting everything about the fuck up. Instead of recognizing you human, you fuck up. Players fuck up.
Yeah.
But I think we have just gotten to a place where perfection is always expected. No, because I'm perfect, but I'm perfectly imperfect. And
Absolutely.
so we gotta give people room to be able to fuck up, but not fuck over you, not fuck you up, but fuck up and make mistakes. And then we have to be forgiving of those mistakes to an extent. Okay. Everything is to an extent.
Don't misuse me.
Everything is to an extent.
That's the part. You could use me, but don't misuse me.
Don't use me up.
Yeah.
Just keep on using me. Hey.
Until you
use. But don't misuse me, baby. You can use me, but don't misuse me.
There you go.
Then we'll be tussling, and I'll be sending you to see,
the
hot man. Jesus. Come on, Ayla. Come on.
With the head not to go with
Listen. My God, today. Because that's where we're going to be at. But yeah, get out here, love your life, live your life, and love on your people, y'all. Because, I did have a quote for today as we get ready to go up out of here. And this is, I'm going to read it. Hold on. Don't you dare trim back those wings because they're taking up all the space in the room. Let them break the roof. All right?
That's right.
Okay.
Raise the roof.
The roof is on fire.
We don't need no water. Let them burn.
Hey, burn,
Burn.
Okay. But we up out of here, y'all. Join us for another conversation in 2 weeks. Because in 2 weeks, we going to the land of the Lulu. Okay. We is going to the land of delusion.
I haven't been in that land for a while. I don't know if I want to go back.
Listen, I be tapping in sometimes. Delusion be keeping us alive sometimes.
Yeah, man.
Knowing it. But delusion keeps us alive.
It do.
Listen.
Come on and go with me.
Thank y'all for watching on Instagram and commenting and all of that good stuff. We appreciate y'all. Hey, Juju Jackson. He just tapped in. He said, hey, over there on Instagram. We want to thank y'all for tuning in and having this conversation with the Crazy Rich Aunties tonight.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
We want to thank y'all. We appreciate y'all. Listen, like, share, follow, subscribe. And you know what I'm saying? Tap in with us. If y'all got some shit y'all want the aunties to answer, send us an inbox or a DM to PGC After Dark. You know what I'm saying? On Facebook and Instagram. Send us an inbox or something. Or you can send us an email to pgcafterdarkpodcast@gmail.com. Our website is coming soon, so you'll be able to send inquiries and questions and all of that kind of stuff over there as well. And then, you know, send us your dilemmas and shit you want us to talk about to those spots and spaces. Y'all know? Yeah. Thank y'all again for tuning in on Facebook and all of those great places. YouTube. Y'all checking in from everywhere. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Thank y'all for checking in with us. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. I'm your girl, Leo Rochelle, with my girl, Auntie Ayla, and my girl, Auntie Michelle. Listen, we up out this thing. Y'all know what I say. Whatever you do for the rest of the evening and the rest of the week, don't do it with your half-ass, y'all. Do it with your whole ass. All right, y'all. We love y'all. Be good. Stay warm because it's getting cold out there.
Yes.
Yeah, it went from 48. Listen, it went from 48 degrees to 28. So y'all stay warm. Y'all stay warm, all right?
It's going to be a negative tomorrow.
Listen. Don't do that. I gotta go. Bye.
I'm sorry.
Now. Bye.
Oh no, my God. Where you at, Lord? Where you at?
Trust. Dependency. Love. Respect. Passion. Pleasure. I sit here stuck inside my head, remembering you and I analyze all those things you said.